All right, you read the title, so I'm not going to patronize you. There's not going to be a long-winded intro, some cool beat, or anything like that. We're just going to get straight into it. First, let's start with the facts. Series Demon Slayer began in February 15th of 2016 and ended on May 18th of 2020. A nearly 4-year run of just straight week-to-week action. The anime for Demon Slayer did not premiere until 2019 of April. This essentially means that for 3 solid years of Demon Slayer's manga run, it did not receive a boost or accreditation from its anime series or any other adaptation. It stayed strong all the way throughout, and it didn't have any signs of seeming like it was going to be cheapened or shortened or, had to be canceled or anything of that sort. That means for the overwhelming majority of Demon Slayer's run, it received no boost from its anime and it stayed in serialization for that long. You cannot achieve this unless you are selling strong on your own. You can a more recent success that you can gauge this against would be Spy Family. Spy Family has had an incredibly successful run as a manga before getting its anime adaptation, having millions of copies sold per volume before getting its anime adaptation. As we already know, with the recent stakes over at Shonen Jump, that if you're not selling well, you will get canceled immediately, and that nothing about your previous successes have anything to do with your current successes. Take Kishimoto's effort on his more recent manga outing that will not be named here because it's trash, did not sell very well and was canceled after 12 chapters or 20 or something like that. It did not go on for very long. That manga was garbage. I'm glad it got canceled. But continuing on with Demon Slayer, this narrative about it being carried by its anime simply does not make any sense to me because there are so many reasons as to why this statement is simply not true. For instance, every anime adaptation of any manga always boosts the sale of that manga. The difference in boosts can be significant depending on which series we're talking about. For instance, if you want to look at the sales for Black Clover, the Black Clover anime adaptation did boost Black Clover's manga sales, but not by a whole lot. At least not in the same way that, say, Attack on Titan's anime adaptation boosted Attack on Titan as well. And speaking of Attack on Titan, this perfectly segues into my next major point, which is that there has to be something substantive about the subject matter. Getting an anime adaptation does not necessarily guarantee you popularity. It's great that things like Demon Slayer and things like Attack on Titan and Spy Family, again, have such strong and consistent artwork and animation styles from very competent studios to really push them over the top. But those type of things aren't necessarily going to immediately net you popularity, right? They aren't going to immediately cast you into the spotlight. There are several animated series that are coming out left, right, and center that all feature incredible animation from incredible studios that does not receive the same kind of recognition. I'll give you a pertinent example right now. Ranking of Kings. Ranking of Kings was a beautiful anime, had stellar animation, was incredibly well written, and at the time of it came out, its art style was not very well received because it looked almost too cartoony, and so people didn't view it originally when it first came out. Or how about Mob Psycho, when Mob Psycho season 1 first dropped years ago, right? Mob Psycho is incredible. Most people look at Mob Psycho now like it's an anime classic, but when it first came out, it was not dominating the season it was in. These are two great examples of where animation will not immediately sell you on a subject. There has to be something else going on within the subject in order to make it captivating, to make it popular, to really push it over the top, to put it in people's eyes. Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan are both similar in the sense that before their animes came out, no one really knew. Now, this is something that is kind of unique in a Westerner's perspective, or I guess you could say anyone that's not really Japan, is that to Shueisha and Shonen Jump, what matters the most in these projects is the Japanese sales, the Japanese interest, right? What do the actual Japanese citizens look for or read, or what are they interested in? What do they rank highly when they get their latest issue or volume of Shonen Jump? Like, what is really the thing that's helping them sell more magazines, sell more volumes, right? And Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer were both things that already existed at the time. They were both at a certain point, they were kind of running concurrently. And Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan, just because you didn't know that they existed before doesn't mean that they weren't already popular before they got to you. Great anime adaptations are literally just that. It's like having a big high production movie here in the States, right? Harry Potter, incredibly popular kids books. I have to reiterate, kids books, because some people think like Harry Potter is like high art or some shit, but it's not. But Harry Potter was incredibly popular kids books, but a lot of people didn't really get into the series of Harry Potter until the movies came out, which is exactly what the animes do for the manga source material. Attack on Titan was popular, but if you were to ask people over here in the States, or even just on the Western Hemisphere, what was Attack on Titan before the anime dropped years back, no one would be able to tell you because no one knew about it. Demon Slayer is the exact same thing. If you knew about Demon Slayer before the anime came out, you probably would have liked it. It's just that the anime is just bringing it to your attention. It's just re-emphasizing something that you probably would have liked had you known about it earlier. No amount of great or bad animation is going to change that fact. This is the last thing I'll say about the animation before just completely moving on. But from what I can tell, now anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I can tell, Ufotable has not changed anything about what was in the manga originally. Everything that has been put into the anime seems to be a one-to-one, just panel for panel beat of everything that existed in the manga. This would mean a lot of the choreography, the timing, the highlight moments, the tension, the drama, all of that is just completely within source material, and the anime hasn't changed or rearranged or reconfigured any of that stuff, which means the things that were beautiful in the anime are also beautiful in the manga. Now, obviously, the anime is highlighting certain things, voice acting, music, character introductions, the lighting, right? Like some of the cinematography, like all that definitely enhances and captures the mood. Stuff that you obviously cannot get in a manga, but those things don't change the actual content. The core of the story has not been altered at all. It's still exactly the same as it was in the manga. The only other lasting fledgling argument that I see from many people is that they complain about its simplicity, when in actuality, those same people who complain about Demon Slayer's simplicity are kind of missing the fact, or the point rather, that Demon Slayer's simplicity is playing to its strengths. It's definitely simple compared to something like Attack on Titan, even though Attack on Titan didn't start off as complicated as it's gotten. It was definitely Survive Titans. That was basically it. Same thing with My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia started off pretty simple. I want to be a hero. I'm not a hero for XYZ reasons, but I still want to do it. But Demon Slayer is incredibly simplistic, and that actually is working to its strength. It's a very tight, focused plot and narrative, crammed to the gills with action. And when you have these very action-heavy series, like simple plots work wonders. Dragon Ball is a textbook example of this. Before Toonami, before it's got its Ocean dub, before it got its Funimation dub, Dragon Ball was already a cultural phenomenon in Japan, just with its manga alone. But it stuck to a very, mostly comedic, but a simple, focused plot. And within that, Toriyama was able to weave in these expert level moments of incredible drama and tension. I always get a lot of pushback when I say that Dragon Ball is legit good and not just, a meme series. It has a lot of substance to it. That I won't go into here because this is about Demon Slayer. But I always get a lot of pushback when I bring up the fact that Dragon Ball is legit good. It's an actual good. It's a great manga. It stood the test for a reason. It grew in popularity for a reason, and its simplicity played a major role in that in the same way Demon Slayer does. I don't need you to understand a whole lot about what's going on. Just know that we're going to go out and we're going to kill demons. That's it. My sister's a demon. I want to turn her back. Let's kill demons. That's it. That's all you need to know about Demon Slayer. And all of that is the focal point. I mean, just look at some of the highlights in season 2 alone for that very reason. All we're doing is just trying to kill 2 demons. That's it. We're just trying to kill 2 demons. And it is so incredibly tough. It is so mentally and physically taxing. It is soul draining to the level or the extent that all of the various characters, Zenitsu, like Inosuke, Tanjiro, Tengen, have to go through just to kill 2 demons, right? Like this is the reason, like that very potent and emotional drive, not just from what happened to Tanjiro's family, but leading up to that into the nature of like, this is all we have to do to kill this demon, and we can't get it done. It is so tough, right? It's just captured so well. And the fact that the series continues to grow and grow and grow on this train of we're just trying to do one thing. If we could just get our sword around this fucker's neck, like it's a testament to how great the writing actually is, that you could take a concept so simple and squeeze so much drama and so much great emotive responses out of it. So yeah, that's really about it. At this point, I don't know what will convince these detractors to just leave this alone, honestly. Because there's really no scoop here. There's no story. There's no stake in it for you, right? Like, Demon Slayer is legit good in the same way that Dragon Ball is legit good. And again, to my knowledge, I could be wrong, but so far the anime has not completely recontextualized certain events in the manga to be different from what they were, in a similar, to enhance the experience in a similar way to the One Piece anime, the way it recontextualizes certain events from the One Piece manga in order to draw inferences and references and connections that were there in the manga, but they weren't explicitly stated the way that the anime does it. So far, the Demon Slayer anime has not done that. And the manga has managed to go strong all the way to its end, and the anime continues to make it even more popular as it emphasizes those great moments about the manga. So yeah, this is a dead story, Jim.